We're starting the 250 action where we're doing the
Did you record?
Yeah, of course I hit record. You know how bad it
Sure.
would be if we had to do this.
It doesn't
all
say
over
recording
again?
on my screen.
Well, because
tell
I'm
us it
doing
was
multiple
recording.
recordings.
Recording in progress.
Is it better?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, just checking.
Damn, I'm gonna text you right now, dude. Hold on.
I'll read it in an hour. I'll be right up with you.
So this is the 250 show. We're gonna do top three, do, and then we're gonna do a bonus like we did on the 450 stuff. So boom, 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 3 again. To my right, or is it gonna actually my left? Is it
Just above you.
no? Oh, to my right. I think this is gonna be right. Depends on how
That's
you're looking
Coach Rob.
at this.
No, it's based on your computer screen because on mine you're below Chris and I think yours you've got that oversized screen. So on the oversized screen we're to your left and right.
We've got Dr. Fauci. He's in the building. And then on the left, up, down, right, whatever parallel universe we're talking about, we've got the one, the only, Coach Rob. So
How
since
you
we
guys doing?
let Coach,
Did you just text me? What the fuck?
I did. I told you I was going to text you,
I thought you were kidding,
guys.
Dick.
This is where nobody's going to watch this video because we can't stay on topic here. So
Squirrel.
number
So I
3.
just sent you what it looks like. So go ahead.
Number 3 for the 2022 Motocross Championship. Fauci, who's it going to be? Who's your number 3?
Please don't call me Fauci. I despise that gentleman. So
You
Okay,
call him
well,
a gentleman? I
no,
think that's the first
no.
mistake.
No. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. He's a-
anti-Fauci, anti-Fauci.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go with number 3, and you guys are probably gonna argue with me on this one, which shocker. Austin Forkner. He looked good. He won the shootout. He looked awful last summer, but he looks like a guy who knows he better do something or this whole career of racing dirt bikes is going to go away. He's at that shit or get off the pot time on the 250s. He needs to win or he will never get a 450 ride. I know he has a contract and he can kind of force them and they can make him do one, but he is not ready. He should stay in the 250 class one more year, but he needs to have some good showings outdoors. And I think he will. I think he understands that. I think he's healthy. He's mature. And I think you're going to see him battling up front. I don't think he's going to be the champion, but I'm picking him for 3rd.
So you're thinking he's going to be the Mike LaRocco of the 250 class?
How would he be Mike LaRocco?
Because Mike LaRocco liked the 250 class. No, wait.
I was just asking for the comparison. Like I was just wondering
Mike
why.
Mike Brown.
Oh, okay. I was
Okay,
like,
see, now you get the comparison.
You mean the old guy racing into his 30s, the Craig? But he really wants to go 450. But he's got to get off his ass and make it happen, and I think he will.
85 pounds, 69 pounds he needs to gain to be on a 450.
Forkner, why do you get I don't think that you do not have to be big to ride a 450.
Dude, you need to be
have
like
good
160
technique.
to 180 pounds to be able to move
No,
the
you
bike
don't.
around.
No,
okay,
you don't.
Okay, look at Martin. How well does he ride that 450?
Look at Webb. How well does he ride the 450?
Dude, he's like 160, 180 pounds. You just proved my point.
Webb?
Cooper Webb? I'm pretty sure that...
If he was round, he might be that. Dude, he's like 5 foot.
I'm pretty...
He's so short.
He, to me, looks like he's probably close to the 160.
No chance.
I'm just saying it's going to
No
help.
chance.
It's going to help. Okay, there's a debate going right here, Cooksey. Let's have you lose 200 pounds and try to ride a 450. Let's see how well you race. Being
I weigh 30 pounds. I'm going to have a hard time, Johnny.
Exactly.
I'm gonna struggle at 30 pounds riding a 450.
Thank you, Fauci, for proving my point that you need to have more weight on you.
If I weighed 160, I would be ideal.
Yes.
It's more.
Thank you.
But yeah, but he doesn't. I don't have to. You can weigh less. You just get better starts.
Yeah, but then you're not going to sustain the rest of the race. Okay, I get it. Forkner, right? Forkner, 3rd place. That is a good...
Faulkner probably weighs 160 right now, Johnny.
Well, only Forkner knows. I guess, does the internet, since maybe I should look up Schumacher again.
He's not dead. I know that.
Forkner. Hopefully I don't spell Forkner wrong here.
Yeah, you're forking something.
So he says 105'8", 147 pounds.
If he lists at 147, that means it's at least 160.
So
those guys all lie about their weight.
I'm just going with if he gained 20 pounds. Look at anybody. Look at Sexton.
Kevin Windham. Kevin Windham was 210 pounds and tried to tell me he wore a size 30 pant.
Maybe
he didn't.
Maybe
he didn't. Girdle. He was exactly my size, and I was wearing 30.
The kidney belts were a big thing back then. You know, hold that shit in so that you could do the Ronnie Mac thing and you could start swigging stuff, because we know that, you know, this was before like the Peds times, you know, before Carmichael came in. So yeah, you know, you
I went over to the MSR rep that gives him his gear. I go, is he really a size 30? He starts laughing. He goes, no, in his dreams. They just told him that and gave him.
So okay, Rob, we'll bring it to you. Do you think that there is a correlation between 250 guys moving to 450s, gaining weight to ride the bike?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's part of their performance program. When they know they go to that bigger bike, you got to get the weight up big time, because you got to remember the 250 class is all about, you got to be as light as possible to get the whole shot, which leaves them very vulnerable. Look at the attrition rate that we see in the 250 class, undernourished. If you're undernourished, you don't sleep well. Not sleeping well, undernourished, lots of injuries, a lot of silly mistakes. I mean, look at the nature of the accidents. None of it's been like, oh, that was really horrible. It was mistiming because of low blood sugar, not enough calories, not enough sleep. And then when they hit the ground, they shatter. 250 guys are too light. And then when they get thrown into that 450, they've got to put on weight. There's no way you can handle it.
Yeah, example.
Johnny just texted me. He texted me, are you listening to Rob? Johnny, what everything Coach said is accurate, but I don't think there's a specific weight you need. Like, the weight doesn't help you. Being strong and being well-fed and being well-rested, that helps. And if that means your body weight goes up naturally,
that's semantics. What I was saying with weight was, of course, I'm not talking about just burger, fat, Twinkie stuff. I'm talking about, you know, being strong, being bigger on the bike. So you're just proving my point, Cooksey. You're just proving my point. Coach, who's your number 3?
Well, I'm on the fence on this one because I don't know that either one of the guys are healthy, and that's Justin Cooper and Forkner. Chris is right. You know, he showed that the Forkner Volt is back. He could handle the pressure. He could race up front. He could come through. We all know Forkner's talented beyond belief, but I don't know that he's healthy, whether we want to talk about his head injury or anything else. Justin Cooper, we know he's back on the bike, but I don't know at what level. So because of that, if we're going to go back like we talked about in the 450s, if I'm going to go about laying money on the table, I'm going to go Justin Cooper for 3rd place.
Dude, in Cooper, man, he's got a bunch of guys. Star Racing Yamaha is going through the riders here. So if he doesn't perform, he's going to eat. And it's sad to say that because this is a guy that is performing, getting first, getting second. And I mean, we all see what's happening with Martin is they're just moving him out because they've got a list of guys that they can move over to potentially, you know, it's just like what we were talking about before the show, Chris, was it's not necessarily about quality, it's about quantity. And when you have a crap ton of quantity of riders going on, one of them are potentially going to be that guy that is the next thing. So you're just moving it up for your team. I'd say Cooper is a good call there. I am also going to go with, okay, go for it.
Just real quick, think about, you know, we always talk about when we talked about the 450s, you had Tomac, Ferrandis, and Craig fighting for top dog. Think about that 250 class: Nichols, Thrasher, Romano, J. Coop, Kitchen, and after Loretta's LeBlanc. Talk about who's going to be the top man underneath that tent. J. Coop's got the experience. He's got the championships. Just a little bit of pressure coming off of an injury. Wants to reassert himself as the top dog. Just keep that in mind. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to share that with you because nobody's got a team outside of Pro Circuit that has 5 riders, and that's of course if Jett can get to the starting line healthy.
Well, and that's honestly a good you've got experienced riders that are going to help the younger riders, and then a little bit of competition is going to improve all of them. So I think it's good for those riders. There was that saying with Mitch Payton. I don't really know what he quoted, but you could almost make your career end your career if you get a ride with Kawasaki. Now, not so much, but who's taking over the whole Kawasaki reins? Like, Kawasaki kind of made that program, and Star is using it to their advantage. I was going to pick somebody also on Star, and I was going to go Thrasher because of how well he's done in Supercross, because, you know, Chris was saying that he's Ricky Bobby because he's either first or last. If he can get his shit together, I say him being on the podium is a fair bet. I'd say it's kind of a risky pick, but it's such a out there pick that nobody else is going to take that pick. So we can now reel this back to this when it actually happens in 2022.
I like the Nate Thrasher pick. That's a good one. And like I said, he's got the momentum. It's crazy what a win can do for your confidence. Now he's won outdoor in the outdoor Supercross at Atlanta. Then he's also won in a real Supercross, like, you know, a tighter arena. So I like it. I like it.
Well, that momentum could be detrimental as well. You look at Jalik Swall, got a win, couldn't back it up.
That was for Johnny. Sorry.
You've got Styles Robertson, good race at Daytona, couldn't follow it up. And I think that the pendulum swings become so dramatic. You know, you get a win or you get a top three and you stay somewhere in that top three. That's one thing. Get a win one weekend and come back with a fifth or a sixth. I feel like it's more detrimental to the momentum and the confidence, which is obviously a very slippery word, that confidence word.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't talk so much about, everyone talks that, hey, you getting your feet wet and just having the first win sets the groundwork for you to win again. However, it also creates so much pressure to where if you don't get the next win after that win, you might potentially be going backwards. And nobody talks about that, where it's almost sometimes unnecessary pressure that you're putting on yourself after you've gotten a win. And especially when you talk about guys that are in their early 20s or late teens, when you give them like, hey, you got to win again, they go out there and they end up crashing and getting hurt. I mean, watch it, Jett. He's done it countless times and times over and over. So we call him the new Stewart. But
look at that vacuum it creates. You get a win on Saturday. Your phone rings off the hook all week. You're doing interviews out the wazoo. Next weekend you get 6. Don't even get a text or a phone call. I mean, it is literally, for those that may not be aware of it, it is literally that extreme in 1 week. Mm-hmm. I mean, we joke about you're only as good as your last win. I mean, I can't imagine talking to Styles after Daytona, Jalik after his outdoor win, Thrasher after a couple of his wins, and then Thrasher's all of a sudden 6th or 7th. Especially, we can't forget this year with the decimated field. Doesn't matter if you're talking to East or West Coast. You're only talking 4, maybe 5 factory 250s. And you're running 6th place, and you're getting beat by a satellite/privateer, same color bike that you're running. That doesn't go over very well when you pull back underneath the awning and you're getting ripped that the privateer satellite team just beat you in 6th, and you're on a factory bike with a 6-figure salary. It doesn't go over very well.
Very, very good points. Very good points. Cooksey, number 2.
Number 2. I'm going to go with Jett Lawrence. Your defending champion. What? Jett is going to get 2nd.
This is like the Tomac prediction last year. I think you're out of your mind. But okay, well, reasonings.
Is he going to retire, Johnny?
Jett?
Yeah. Was he alive? Like, what are you talking about here,
shit,
bro?
If we're talking there, like, he's dying. I mean,
he's in 2nd. And I'll tell you why. Hunter is on a roll
all the time. So, like,
zip it, Johnny.
He's going to retire at some point. I mean, he's retiring.
Jett is number 2 because his brother is so much stronger right now, and he's coming in off an injury. I don't know.
He's 13 pounds heavier.
Hunter is?
Hunter's than Jett.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Jett is going to get 2nd.
Anyways.
His injury, and that's why, because there's a lot of pressure when you're defending champion. The extra media, that looked like a pretty gnarly injury that he had in Salt Lake, and I think they're downplaying it, but I don't think it's good. So
the injury card, huh? The injury card.
At least he's not dead, Johnny.
Dude, I'm not gonna live that down.
No.
This is one of those things where you need to do research, not live, but like beforehand. But,
Yeah, it's not good to talk about a guy who's passed on who's still here. So
Yeah, but in your defense, Johnny, we had no idea that conversation was going to go there. You were just using it for illustration purposes, and it
I
kind of
did,
bit you in
and
the
I'm
butt.
leaving it up there so that we can laugh at my expense. Okay, so thank you for continuing to pull the dick move and keep bringing it up. Damn.
would you expect anything less?
No, not.
Okay,
Thanks, Fauci.
You're such a dick, dude. Really? That dude
Such
cost
a
me
dick
nine.
move.
That dude cost me 9 months of my life.
I love it. Yeah, that's
Oh, well,
such a dick move.
sorry for
that
making
was
it
a dick
personal.
thing to say.
Oh,
Okay, Coach, who's your number 2?
Well, I'm going to go with Jett as well. I'm very impressed with the maturity that Jett showed this year, being able to manage the championship. You take a couple of his own mistakes, completely different than what we saw 2 years ago. I know we can sit and joke about it and maybe look at this video 5 years from now and look back and say, remember when Jett, really cleaned up his game and he won the championship, and then he goes on a rampage and then just runs it. It's no secret. We know he's going to the Honda 450 program here in the next year. So he's really embraced the responsibilities. He's, whether he calls it knocking it down a notch, refusing to run out of talent, as he teased about that early season injury. I just saw a sense of maturity this year that we just haven't seen up to this point. And to Chris's point, what a better person to learn from than your own brother. It's pretty hard to argue. You look at that entire network of people that the Lawrence brothers have around them with their dad, their mom, Johnny O'Mara, Lucas Myrtle. They're not going to let him get too far out without grabbing that choker chain, especially Dad. Dad doesn't take any crap, and in a very good way. And you even, I don't think there's been an interview they've done where they haven't talked about how Dad isn't afraid to tell them when they suck. I think he said that both on Whiskey Throttle, did it with Daniel Blair in that pre-race, preseason interview with him. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what a lot of kids in America are missing, which makes both of those guys so difficult to beat right now. Go back and listen to them on Whiskey Throttle, their journey, rationing food, Jett.
But why is he going to get second? What you said makes it sound like a good argument for why he's going to win.
Because he has a brother.
Okay, I guess that goes with... Well, you guys want to know what my second one is? It's
What
his
is
brother.
yours, Johnny?
It's Hunter. Why?
Fair enough.
Because Jett's around. And last year he beat his brother by like 100 points.
And his brother wasn't healthy.
I mean, that could possibly be an issue. But you know what? The great thing about this is either I'm super right or I'm incredibly wrong. However, only time will tell. And
You're only off by 50%. That's all. That's
yeah,
not
it's a
bad
coin
percentage.
flip. But honestly, I think I put Jett first and then switched it to Hunter only because of recency bias, only because of, he went on a run. He beat Christian Craig heads up multiple times. Like, that's not easy. Craig was on point. And, he beat Mosman. And I do feel like that West, the West was a little bit deeper in Supercross. So
I feel like
seeing him,
Craig was trying to win a championship, though. So he wasn't just going all out like at the beginning of the series. However, Hunter has it's taken him a while because he had a crap ton of pressure coming into America to perform, and then he just wasn't performing. But that HRC team kind of took the reins and we're going, hey, this is how we're going to do it. It was almost like the Jason Anderson where Bobby Hewitt was like, hey, you're not ready. Here's what we're going to do, and just follow the program, and boom, 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 boom. And then, you have the end result here. So you're absolutely right. It is a coin flip. I'm just going to say that you're both wrong, though, because, that's just... I'm just going to say you're both wrong. It's going to be Hunter. And then the people down below...
hold on, we're both wrong. It's going to be Hunter.
You're both wrong that...
You just said Hunter's going to win, Johnny.
He said Hunter's getting second.
Yes.
Oh, I'm kidding. I was just messing with Johnny. Sorry.
You are messing with me. I need to text you again.
No, stop texting me.
Texting on a live show. I love it.
Yeah, it's only
And
whenever...
then he asked why I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, because you're texting me, Johnny.
Yeah, it's only when he's hurting my feelings. I got to tell him that, dude...
Too far?
Need you to apologize.
Sorry, over the line. My bad.
All right.
My
So
bad.
moving on, because we like to all digress. Anti-Fauci. Who is your number one?
I'm gonna go with Carson Mumford.
It's a good pick.
Of
On a
course, it's
Suzuki?
Hunter Lawrence. Come on, yeah, no, it's Hunter Lawrence. I like Carson Mumford though. I do like him, and he's gonna be good. No, yeah, absolutely, Hunter Lawrence for all the reasons we kind of just went over. Like he's the older brother. He's on a roll. He's strong. It's just his time, and I think if there's one guy on the track that Jett's not gonna try and kill, and he'll be okay with getting second to, is his brother.
However, when you put that into who's going to be the top dog, these are both alphas that we're talking about. There's going to be something. If they haven't been in that situation yet where they've been fighting for a championship close in points, how do you guys think that that's going to play out? I'm only saying this, Coach, because I believe you have got Hunter as number 1 too. Am I correct?
100%.
Okay, and then I've got Jett as number 1. So I'm kind of being devil's advocate here. I say you put these guys in a fight to the death to where, hey, whoever wins is going to be champion, and I think that all gloves are going to come off. Yeah, they are brothers, but at the end of the day, they're not going to do anything to hurt each other. However, they're going to do everything they can to beat each other if it comes down to a points battle between the two. Do you guys agree? What do you think?
Yes, they're going to race hard, but they're going to race clean. And I just don't think they're deep in their hearts. I don't think either one's going to, I don't think either one would care if the other one wins. But I think it's Hunter's. It's almost like the family. It's like Hunter's turn, if that makes sense.
True, but the history book is what matters when it comes to your future. And there's a good extra 0 behind being first rather than second on most things. That's going to help you. Because there's going to come a time when these guys are not on the same factory team together. And so I think now in their careers, it's time to kind of start taking care of. You both made it. You guys as a family have made it. Yeah, you're not going to do anything bad to injure your brother. I'm not saying that they're going to do anything like that. But at the same time, there's a difference between being family off the track and then being professional competitors on the track. And I think that might make this interesting. If we look, we even talked about the 450s. There's a lot of teams where the dynamic is going to be changing a lot because there's so many good riders that are on the same team. And I feel like this makes it even harder because they are family, and it's going to be hard for dad and everyone to be involved when you've got, hey, I can't tell one brother secrets versus the other one because I need to stay neutral here. And so I think that might make things a little bit difficult. And Coach, it made it seem like you wanted to say something.
Well, you just bring up a couple good points. First of all, I think you're going to see Hunter and Jett be on the same team here in a couple of years. You know, we know Jett's going to go there next year. I don't think Sexton's going to want to be second fiddle to Jett. Jett's got all the marketing. He's got the attention. Chase Sexton won't put up with it. I have no grounds for that. That's just my opinion. Looking at Chase on the outside, looking in, look at the way the timing of it works. Jett replaces Roxon. Sexton vacates because his contract's up in a year. It's going to leave a big opening. Hunter and Jett obviously get along well. It's perfect for Honda. It's perfect for the Lawrence family. That's just my.
I think that's your best prediction because
I think it's
can
an
definitely
uneducated
see
guess
that working
because
out.
Hunter did re-up with Honda for next year, so I see that
multiple years.
Right. So I don't see them. You know, where's he going to go? He's not going to stay in 250 class for 3 years. That's just my opinion. If you play the kind of the moving targets, I just think Sexton's personality isn't going to take second. He's not going to, like you said, if all the attention's on somebody else, Sexton won't handle that very well. He wants to be the center of attention.
That
Coming
vanilla
back to
ice
why-
hair, you can't do it. You know, if you got
can't do
blonde highlights,
Don't you
man, you
don't
gotta
you make
be,
fun of his hair? I like his hair, and I love that he does that, and I love that it's got some
It
personality.
is personality, but it's also you do it for a reason because you want the attention. And this is the exact same thing. It was a compliment, Cooksey. I'm texting you again. It was a compliment.
Don't text
is
me,
what it
just
was.
tell me. Didn't sound like a compliment.
Yeah, well, I
Sound like
can
you're
be
making
more
fun of his hair.
I can be more of a dick with the keyboard than I can verbally.
Well, when I
know
at
it hurts. Sorry.
When I look at Hunter, what we can't forget is what got the Lawrence brothers here in the first place. Hunter at an MXGP level, so he's got incredible experience. His dad's been on the public record as saying they learned a lot of the mistakes through Hunter, which has given Jett the fast track to where he's at. But I think they've got the bike figured out. Hunter's healthy, probably the healthiest he's ever been going into outdoors. And if you look at his track record outdoors, when he's not healthy, what in the world would we expect when he is healthy, coming off of a very competitive Supercross series? I think the timing is absolutely perfect for Hunter to get to where we thought he was going to be 3-4 years ago. Watch for a resurrection of Hunter in that outdoor that I personally don't think we've seen it here in the States, because he came here, got hurt almost initially, had 2 seasons where he never was at 100%. And the last 2 seasons, he's just, I mean, I don't think anybody would be surprised by the comment that Hunter is more of an outdoor specialist than indoor. And he was second behind Christian Craig, who's a beast.
Yeah, he just hasn't performed that well besides Southwick last year. But again, you were saying that he was injured, which again brings up like it's shitty that these guys never get any time off, which is again why I feel like guys are going to go Supercross only, and they're going to be paid enough just for Supercross that they can take the time off outdoors to kind of get healthy. So, because truthfully, I believe that 80% of all the riders that finished 17 rounds of Supercross have something that's nagging going into motocross. It's whether it's a finger or whatever, a
exhaustion,
exhaustion, all the above. So we will see. The 250 class seems like it'll be just as exciting as the 450 class with those two. The bonus rider, who's it gonna be? Cooksey.
Oh, you did call me Fauci. Thank you. It's nice. I wasn't ready for that.
You text him.
I'm going to break the rules since this one's on my channel, and I'm not going to just cross somebody off and plug in. I want to talk about 2 guys who I really like. One is Jalek Swoll. Let's not forget, he went 1-1 at High Point, kind of out of nowhere, but he's got the talent. He's good. So I expect him to be up there. It's shit or get off the pot time for him. He reminded me that I said that he didn't deserve his ride. He absolutely deserves this ride and another ride, but he's going to have to get some good results, and I think he will. The other guy I want to talk about is Max Voland. Max was hurt, pulled out of Supercross. KTM has done almost everything they can wrong with this kid. I think Roger DeCoster has thrown him in the deep end and just said he can't swim and he's just ready to move on, which I think is complete bullshit. I think he's extremely talented. Was it last year at Paula where he was about to win a moto and his bike blew up? And it does change your confidence from there on. Yeah, and it's frustrating
makes
that
you feel like you got something that's actively moving against you. What's the word when superstition, right? A lot of the riders have a lot of superstition where sometimes you've seen guys like Carmichael where they only wear one color gear for like the whole year. So having your bike blew up. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's all good. And Max is coming in. He's coming off the injury. I had actually spoken with his dad, and I advised like, hey, listen, I would just sit his ass out until he's 100%. But they said he healed really fast, and he's already been going, and he feels good. So I wouldn't be shocked to see Max get up there, but I would say KTM, back off. Just leave him alone. Let him grow.
He's actually racing this summer, though?
He is racing Paula.
Interesting, because I'd heard that 250 was going to sit dormant.
Nope, he's been riding, and he's healed up, and I expect him at Paula almost 100%, and I would probably hold him out and let him go a couple rounds, but he'll be at Paula.
Interesting. I didn't realize. I didn't even have him on my research because I thought he was out.
So who's your bonus?
I have to go with Colt Nichols. I think with his contract being up this year, he's a defending champion. He knows how to win races. I think you've already heard my opinion on the Star Yamaha guys are underfed and very, very fragile.
How are both of his arms?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying we saw some stuff on social media. My big note that I had here is he healed? I mean, it kind of goes back to is Forkner healed? Is Justin Cooper healed? We know Jay Coop's a defending champion. We know Forkner is a defending champ or could have been a defending champion. Colt Nichols could have been a defending champion. First lap, second corner, breaks his arm. I mean, it's just so if he's back at 100%, to Chris's point about Max and everybody else, if he's coming in clean, he's got a lot to prove. He's got no ride for next year. They're not going to, he's pointed out he's got to go, right? So I think he's the one that's going to be a pit bull in a fight I don't know where his health is at in regards to a Jay Coop or a Jeremy Martin that we won't see this summer, unfortunately. That whole Star Yamaha team is pretty decimated. He's, with the exception, we've got Nichols, Thrasher, Romano, Jay Coop, Kitchen, and LeBlanc will come in after Loretta's, like we said earlier. Jay Coop's got to show that he's the best of that program if he's ever going to get looked at by a 450. There are some musical chairs that are happening next year, so it'll be interesting to see, but there's not a lot of opening. He's got a lot to prove, and he's either going to go again from being somebody that was a champion to possibly unemployed, which is pretty hard to fathom. I mean, relatively speaking, sure, we could say he'll end up on a satellite team, but it's hard to fathom. He's my bonus for outdoors 250.
Yeah, well, Sun Tzu says never compete with a man that has nothing to lose. Don't back a guy into a corner because they're going to fight till the death. And he might be in a situation where your livelihood is on the line. So that's a lot of the backdoor deals that people don't understand what's kind of going on, that these guys show up to the races.
You said backdoor?
Backdoor, yeah, like behind closed doors. Are we going back with like the dildo jokes?
No, I'm leaving it alone. I brought that. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, backdoor. Nobody's bending over here, Cooksy.
Sorry.
So
there is a theme here tonight.
My bonus was Voland, because he hasn't proved anything yet, and so it wouldn't be a surprise if he didn't do anything, because it's just more of the same. But then if he does do something, everyone kind of expected him to do something. So I really want to root for the kid, and I think that he could potentially, he's had some okay finishes, some signs of brilliance. He just hasn't put it all together. Go for it.
But I don't think it's fair to say that he hasn't shown signs of brilliance, because when he's broke, every time his bike is broke, he's either been leading or towards the front.
Sorry, you might have. Maybe I have a lisp. I'm saying he's had signs of brilliance. Is
gotcha.
What I was
okay,
saying.
Just want to make sure. Okay, yep.
Yeah, did it make it sound like I said he hasn't had signs of brilliance?
He's shown signs of brilliance, but yet it's not like Sexton, who was leading and threw it away. He was leading and his bike broke. So to your point, it shows the potential, as you said earlier, if everything kind of works for him instead of against him, which it sure looked like it last year. Not like it's internal sabotage, but the guy couldn't seem to buy a break. It'll be interesting to your point, because I agree. If anybody follows me on social media, every time Voland puts a post up, I'm always like, how does he do that stuff? He looks like Jeremy McGrath on a BMX bike, not a motocross bike, like literally manualing like Connor Fields. Just, he makes it look so
How tall is he? Because he seems like a tall, skinny kid.
He looks tall. I don't know, but he looks super tall.
That was going back with, I was saying that there's a change here when it comes to these riders being a little bit taller, where before you had guys like Villeman, we were like, that's not really the best to be on a dirt bike with. But no, I personally think that it's more mental for him. You look where you're going, and if he can get ahead of himself, he can start doing really well.
Well, and there was talks of adding a second 250 just to kind of alleviate some of the pressure, which they should have done a long time ago. I don't think it's fair to take any kid whatsoever and just, some people like a Dungy or somebody you can throw them on a team and instantly make them the flagship, the bearer. Mm-hmm. But to take a kid out of amateurs and do that, it's just rare. And I don't think KTM and some of these other teams, I don't think they know how to kind of harvest their talent. It's either one way, throw them in, if they sink, whatever. And if not, we'll just throw them and there's a pile of dead bodies. Like, they don't know how to teach them how to swim. They just throw them in and hope they swim.
It's perspective.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Sorry, Coach. It's perspective. Like, we all need Shamrock, UFC Hall of Famer, said that a man needs three things. He needs somebody to teach, he needs somebody to compare himself to, and then he needs somebody to look up to try to get to as far as performance-wise. You get those three things, and boom, magic happens. Let's look at Star Yamaha. What do they have? They've got all those things. They've got the new guys. They've got guys that are all close together, and then they've got the expertise. And so that combination, it works. Having a little kid that has really no experience besides just owning people in the amateurs isn't very fair, because you need to have some experience of not doing that well, just some resilience, so it just doesn't completely take you out. So what were you going to say, Coach?
To your point, exactly. We got to remember, Max Vohland was not pulled out of 250B. He was pulled out of the 125 class at Loretta's. I mean, we all talk about AC going from 85s to Mitch's team. We talk about, even Daxton Bennett, he was on the fast track, right? KTM Orange Brigade. He didn't go from 125s to underneath the KTM factory rig. He literally is in the 250B class and finding it's pretty thick. There's a lot of talent there. Literally, I remember watching Max Vohland work his way, showing his GP skills, not getting the best of start, maybe 10, 15, working his way systematically. He was good, but he wasn't the Hayden Degans that just won by a miracle mile, gets plucked out. And I don't know all the behind the scenes, why KTM was able to get him. I don't know if they offered him a sweetheart deal. I don't know all the contract negotiations. I don't know outside of AC, has anybody made a bigger jump? 85 to pro circuit, that's the biggest jump that I can imagine or that I can think of. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden you look at Max, 125 schoolboy class, factory rig.
Yeah, Dungy went from the 250B class not being as good straight to factory. But that's 250B.
But that 250B class,
it's a bunch of sandbaggers. Yeah, it might as well.
New A class. I mean, they're getting pulled that early. Well, the listeners are smart enough to know that the 250B rider, a Jett Reynolds, a Ryder D, they've been on it since 85s, maybe even 65. So that B class is legitimately what we remember with Kennard, Bonney, Stroop, Chisholm, all those guys that were in the pro sport class riding for Geico and pro circuit. It's a totally different animal.
And that's an industry problem is what that is.
Absolutely. But Max Vohland is stuck in a system where he gets plucked out. I don't know if his family was offered a real lucrative deal. He gets the deal, not performing because of age, maturity, experience. And as Chris articulated, now he's about to get thrown out with the, baby with the bathwater. Where's Max going to go if he gets it? Let's just say he gets released by KTM. Where does he go? Who signs him?
Well, that's the thing. Anyone would sign him. I think Mitch Payton would find a spot for him. Somebody will find a spot for him, and they're going to look like a hero. If that does happen, he does have another year in his contract. If that does happen, whoever gets him, his talent's still there. They're going to just look like a genius for being able to get it out of him. So it's a win-win no matter what.
Cooksey, with your headphones and how your head was, it looked like you had a bow in your hair with the pink behind you.
Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate that. I'm glad you pointed it out. That's a dick. Okay, fair enough. I'm confident. I'm secure with myself. I'm good.
All right.
There you go.
Stay away from my back door, Johnny.
This is on your channel, Cooksey. So how do you want to end it?
Let's just I don't know. We usually just end with Coach going peace or me just saying later. Let's do a prop do the prop.
Let's do it.
It's all you, Johnny. That is your mark.
Bro, we're all in the gate, man. Just got those elbows up. Come on. You got to
prop a Yamaha though.
Like a weed
my
whacker?
channel. My channel has to be a propping a Yamaha.
Knee. Bah. Bruh. Bog. Bruh. Bruh. Boo. Bruh. Boo. Bruh. Boo. It needs to be jetted. Is this thing fuel injected? Come on, fucking Jap bikes, bro, boo, bro, bro, bro. You guys aren't even doing it with me.